In this session, we will be learning about the different streams of participatory evaluation, their goals, interests, and what they might look like in practice. The required readings, this short presentation, as well as the videos that I have posted from Professor Brad Cousins, who is an established participatory evaluation theorist, should help to develop your theoretical understanding of this important program evaluation approach. To solidify your understanding, I have also included a learning activity which I describe at the end of this presentation. So what is participatory evaluation? Simply put, it is an evaluation approach where trained evaluators work in partnership with program stakeholders to evaluate programs. In this approach, stakeholders participate in varying degrees in the production of evaluation knowledge. They are not sources of data for the evaluation, but rather actively involved in it. Through the readings for this session, Cousins and Whitmore used the term collaborative inquiry, that is, inquiry involving stakeholders as an overarching concept under which they include specific streams of participatory evaluation. Specifically, Cousins and Whitmore describe how there are two distinct streams of participatory evaluation: practical participatory evaluation, otherwise known as PPE, and transformative participatory evaluation, known as TPE. As Cousins notes, the primary objective of PPE is to foster decision-making and problem-solving and the use of evaluation findings and processes. In this sense, the PPE stream has pragmatic justifications. Conversely, the main purpose of TPE is to empower community groups oppressed by dominating groups. As such, the TPE stream is political in orientation. Professor Cousins further explains the differences between these approaches in the video that I have posted on Brightspace for this session. In the readings for this week, you are also introduced to the 3 dimensions of collaborative evaluation inquiry that were initially developed by Professors Brad Cousins and Elizabeth Whitmore. These dimensions can be used to help judge both the participatory or lack of participatory processes used in program evaluations. These dimensions include control of the evaluation decision-making processes, diversity among stakeholders selected for participation, and depth of participation. In terms of control of decision-making, we, as participatory evaluators, must consider who controls the technical decision-making in our evaluations. That is, who controls the decision-making in regards to the evaluation scope, design, data collection, analyses, and dissemination. Control of decision-making in terms of program evaluation can rest with evaluators, program managers, service providers, or program beneficiaries, as well as some combination of stakeholders from each of these groups. The second dimension of collaborative inquiry is diversity. It encourages us to examine who is involved in carrying out the actual evaluation. When evaluating a program using a participatory approach, we should question how diverse the stakeholders involved actually are. That is, do they have diverse interests in terms of the program and its evaluation? This diversity among stakeholders selected for participation in the program can range from highly diverse to relatively homogeneous. Potential stakeholders involved in the program evaluation can include program funders or sponsors, program developers, program directors, managers, or program beneficiaries. When there is an absence of diversity amongst those involved, it often means that those carrying out the program evaluation are from the same group, and as such they may have limited insight into the processes or impact of the program. The last dimension of collaborative inquiry encourages us to examine the extent to which stakeholders are involved in the evaluation, including the design, data collection, analysis, and reporting, and dissemination phases of the program evaluation. That is, do stakeholders have a role or are they merely data sources in the evaluation? If they do have a role, is it limited to consultative interactions, or do they engage in all aspects of the program evaluation from beginning to end? Here is an overview of the 3 dimensions of collaborative evaluation inquiry as presented by Cousins and Whitmore. When you're conducting your program evaluations, you may want to ask yourself, where do my evaluations typically fall on each of these dimensions? This is an excellent check for determining how participatory or collaborative your evaluation efforts actually are. This next slide summarizes the challenges and questions that you may want to consider and discuss with program stakeholders prior to embarking on a participatory program evaluation process. It touches on the topics of power, ethics, and participation. As a means of stimulating some discussion on participatory evaluation, I encourage you to reflect on the following 3 questions. Please feel free to post some of your thoughts and ideas on the Session 5 discussion board on Brightspace. I would also ask that you complete the learning activity that I have posted for this session. Although this learning activity will not be graded, it will help to solidify your understanding of the 2 different streams of participatory evaluation. You can find all the instructions for this activity in the Session 5 folder on Brightspace.